We're back with a brand new video, and today we'll be talking about the 1919 Omaha Riot. So if you go to Omaha today and mention this, most people don't even know what it is. Surprisingly, they don't know what it is. And if you go to Omaha today, you know, it's mentioned places, but not many people actually know what it is. So to get the kind of get the whole story, you have to kind of rewind back to 1890s, 1880s, and there, a company is like the I forgot the name. It was like Pacific something, not Union Pacific, built a giant stockyard in Omaha, which you see right here, and at the time it was third largest in the U.S. And by the early 40s, by 30s, 40s, no, actually no, by the 20s and 19, like 19 O's and the 19 era kind of stuff. It was the second after Chicago. By the 40s, 50s, 60s, maybe a little bit in the 30s and 20s, it was the biggest in the world. And as you can see here, it's absolutely huge. Cars will be lined up out of the city trying to get cows and stuff into the stockyards. Or in other words, it was pretty big kind of thing. So World War One happened, and all the white men who worked at these stockyards went and fought overseas in World War One, and they needed workers, so they went toward the South. By this time, the South has kind of finished rebuilding after the Civil War, and there's still a lot of African Americans down there who are getting paid very low paying jobs. So Omaha's like, yeah, come up here. You have better living conditions. You get more money, kind of like more money and stuff. And so a lot of African Americans came up to Omaha, and they got paid less than white workers, but so I'm just clicking a pen, and they got paid less than white workers, but they're still getting paid a lot better than what they're getting paid down in the South. Also by this time, and so as more African Americans came up, they also kind of started a little community up on the north side of the city, like north kind of south side of the city. They built their own newspaper store called the Monitor, kind of thing. They had ads, stories, and news kind of stuff, and yeah. So by 1919, there's a lot of African Americans in Omaha. Let's go to this is 1919 Omaha. Inside the picture is so blurry, I don't know why. So this is this is 1920s Omaha. If you look up 1919 Omaha, you usually get a whole stuff on the riot, so it's very hard to find a photo. So this is 1920s Omaha, which is close enough. Just make 1 year off. So one day, this guy named Will Brown, he gets accused that he harassed a white woman, and that was like a huge thing, kind of thing. And so they quickly arrested him, kind of thing. So then, what happened was a mob kind of grew in front of the courthouse. So, yeah, there you go. So then a mob grew in front of the courthouse, kind of thing, or the Douglas County Courthouse, which is basically Omaha. It also serves as Omaha's court now and City Hall nowadays. So then that started, and they had the whole building pretty much the whole building surrounded. The judge and the mayor still inside, kind of thing, and they said, "Give us Brown," and they sent him down this note, saying that they would give him up to you guys. So what they did, so then they stormed into the courthouse. the mayor, which I think I have a picture of. I don't have a picture of the mayor. I didn't get downloaded. Go me. Well, so then let's just go back to. Oh no, let's go back to this one. So then they stormed the courthouse. So as this was going, so the mayor, his name was like Smith something at the time, was trying to protect Brown, and they got the mayor and Brown. So this time, by this time the police are kind of overwhelmed. They're making an arrest. They try to make an arrest, and then so they grab Brown and they hang him. Then they shoot him a whole bunch of times. They say about over 100 times they shot him, and then they burned him. And this was actually taken by an Omaha World Herald, I think, or Omaha Bee. Those are the two major newspapers at the time. The Bee ceased to exist nowadays. It was taken up by one of those photographers, and it's a famous photo of a guy getting burned. So this was all over newspapers around the country, and yeah. So then they also attempted to hang the mayor too, kind of thing. As see on this newspaper, yes, they also attempt to hang the mayor. And on one other riot, I think they actually were kind of successful too. So at this time, Omaha was called Wicked Omaha. And why was it called Wicked Omaha? It's because there's so much violence in Omaha. Lots of violence, shootings, murders, killings, other stuff. And, well, riots. And yeah. So then, let me think. So, like, if you, like, people want to avoid Omaha, like, at all costs kind of thing. So not many people are moving in, kind of thing too. So actually, most Omaha historians think if Omaha, like if this never happened, or if Omaha was called Wicked Omaha kind of thing, because I'm guessing it's a pretty bad nickname. It is a pretty bad nickname for a city, and Omaha would be double the size it already is. So also there was actually another lynching in the 1880s, 90s, on the same place too, at the courthouse. So after that happened, the riot was actually viewed. So as the riot was going on at the exact same time, 14-year-old Henry Fonda. Everyone knows who kind of Henry Fonda is. He's like a pretty major guy back in like the 30s, 20s. He was like a big paid dancer, actor, dude. And he actually saw this from his dad's work, which was like some printing shop, I think, on a second story. On a window on the second story, he saw all this whole thing happen. This event would influence him throughout his life. He would make a movie based off of it. He would constantly reference it and talk about it. And then in 2008, almost 90 years after the riot happened, a guy from California who had he's not been to Omaha, doesn't know much about Omaha, but really has no connection to Omaha whatsoever, was watching it, and we found an interview and saw him mention the events that happened on September 28th, 1919. And, so then he kind of looked into it, and he found out that that he was buried in an unmarked grave after it happened. So he got $450 of his own money donated to the city of Omaha to buy Will Brown a tombstone, which you can see right there. And so yeah. So we're not done yet. That's not the full story. So I was talking to one of my friends. He is a big Omaha historian. Okay, he can tell you literally everything about Omaha. Like on this was the like on this picture. If he's showing this picture, he can easily do maybe like a 20-30 minute speech about this like street and the picture. He's a super interesting guy. He also has a pretty good comic book collection too. He was telling me that he was interviewing some people, and he was saying with some like he was saying that so he's interviewing this guy, and this guy said my my grandfather, something like that, great grandfather, something like that, was a firefighter for Omaha at the time. Well, during the riot, a fire broke out the courthouse. So his men got the fire trucks there trying to put it out. But there's people trying to cut the hoses. And so he thought this was weird. Like, why are they trying to cut the hoses? The city hall is on fire. He found out that, I guess, a kind of like political enemy, like another, it's like the mayor's like arch like enemy like politically kind of wise. It's like the mafia mob or something like that was trying to burn all the records. So like all the contracts made to like all the contracts, documents, and so if that all gets destroyed, Omaha cannot govern the city, and so my friend kind of came to realization that this was just a diversion for for other people to get in there to burn down City Hall. And Omaha cannot successfully govern the city. And so after all this events happened, Omaha was under martial law for 2 weeks. The army was called in National Guard, and there's a picture which I could not find except on the cover of a book of a cannon, a Gatling gun on like the an intersection. Okay, yeah. So it was. So and also, but that is basically the story. So yeah, you know, I've been thinking about doing this for a while and thinking that, hey, this might have been maybe not like a big, like appropriate kind of thing to do, but I don't have much information on it kind of thing. And so I finally got the courage to do a video on this. I've known about this for maybe a couple years now. I've talked like on Halloween when I always tell ghost stories to my friends. I always tell the story about this kind of thing. And like I said, like if you mention this nowadays in Omaha, not many people know about it. Like seriously, like almost no one knows about what happened kind of thing. And like after I tell people, like they can't believe that this was Omaha kind of thing. Like my dad's friends who lived here the whole entire life had no idea that this happened, and they couldn't believe that this was like Omaha almost, I guess 100 years ago. Yeah. So also I thought I should probably do a video on this, plus because it was the 100th anniversary of the riot. And if you go on YouTube and look it up, there's not many good videos that talk about it. And also, there was no videos that kind of mentioned that this was kind of a diversion kind of thing. So on the inside, they could burn all the records and stuff inside. So that's pretty much it. And I also kind of got I guess kind of get the inspiration kind of thing on this. That same friend thought said you should watch this guy called the History Guy, and he does like and the History Guy. I was watched like an intro kind of video, and he was saying he did these videos of events that should be known, but are not. That that's not widely known. So it also kind of inspired me to do this because this is not widely known whatsoever. Like I said, if you type it in, there's only maybe like one video that actually talks about what happened, like what all led up, kind of stuff, and showing that like nowadays you think in Omaha, like Omaha, so like famous for College World Series, and if you go down here, it just looks peaceful, kind of thing, like nothing. And you kind of get that feeling that nothing really happens here, kind of thing. But so yeah, that was basically it. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I have other videos. I have a video about Lindbergh kidnapping. Some, I have like a variety of videos, kind of thing, a big variety of things, which is good. Kind of for YouTube channel, because kind of want to get anything that anyone likes. But yeah, so if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. And as I said, we got a lot of other cool stuff on the channel, other cool history videos, with like gaming or just plain boring things of me talking about stuff. We have those too, and so yeah, so I said please leave a like and subscribe,